I trust the science. I trust the methodology that this state is using. If the EPA
said that your water
said that my air quality was safe, and the state said that the water has been tested and the water quality is safe, then I would trust those readings. I am asking that they trust the government, and that's hard. We know that there is a lack of trust, which is why the state and the federal government have pledged to be very transparent.
Just trust the government. Why don't those people trust the government? What's their problem? Joining me now, Marc Morano, climatedepot.com, author of the book, The Great Reset. Marc, I don't know why those people in East Palestine won't just trust the government.
I don't know. When they say, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy, why can't we just trust that? Although I must say, Jesse, in this version, it's you'll drink toxic chemicals and you'll be happy. Trust us. There's a million reasons why no one should trust our government. And actually, you shouldn't trust government and corporations, big media. Everyone has proven untrustworthy. And in this specific instance with this Ohio train derailment, they have been essentially lied to from day one. Everything attempted to be minimized, claiming they were doing EPA testing when it was industry-related, funded, tested, talking about this decision that the governors all completely enthusiastically signed off on to implode all of the chemicals into the atmosphere, which they then later say that they weren't given more options. I mean, it has been a disaster, and the last thing anyone should do is trust the government, and the last thing any government official should say is trust the government. But of course, that's the first thing they say when they finally show up on site under pressure.
One thing I find extremely inspiring is that our Secretary of Transportation, he's going to go out there and check things out. Here he was.
Sure.
When are you going to go to East Palestine?
Well, I am planning to go, and our folks were on the ground from the first hours. I do want to stress that the NTSB needs to be able to do its work independently. But when I go, the focus is going to be on action. Look, I was mayor of my hometown for 8 years. We dealt with a lot of disasters, natural and human.
Really? He dealt with disasters, Marc?
As the mayor of South Bend, I don't know what kind of level we're talking about here. South Bend, but here's the thing. He's acting as though they're on top of this. Here's the big picture. The reason there's been no government response is there's no climate change link to this, at least ostensibly no climate change link. I'll get to that in a minute. But just 2 weeks ago, Secretary Pete went on TV and actually said every transportation decision in the 21st century is a climate decision. Direct quote, Jesse. So when that happens, he probably got a call, hey, train derailment, toxic hazard chemicals, vinyl chloride, same thing they use in, in essentially war weapons, weaponized gas. And his answer was, is there any climate angle? No, well, I can't be bothered because every decision is a climate decision. And that's essentially what happened. Climate change has literally hijacked the environmental agenda, the transportation and our infrastructure agenda. If it can't be turned into a happy press release about EV buses or some kind of transportation, a futuristic train that's electric, they're not interested. And that's where we are right now. So when he says, we were on this, that's a lie. They weren't on it because these are poor white Trump voters, not equity decisions, and this is not happening in Beverly Hills or Georgetown in Washington or the Hamptons or somewhere where they have a huge wealthy constituency to push them. These are people that didn't matter to this administration, and that's why they have been left to flounder.
Support the First TV today and get instant access to exclusive specials like Who is Ron DeSantis, the history of FBI scandals, and America's worst presidents. Visit thefirsttv.com/support or download the First TV app to become a supporter and start watching today.